buyer on the phone I'm going to get into. My name's David Van with the Land Profit Generator. I'm so excited about this because we're talking about making the money. Okay. There's all these other strategies and there's tips and tools and yada, yada, yada. What really matters is how to sell land online, right? You can do it. I did it. I had no experience in it. I've seen some of the worst investors in the world close deals. I've seen some of the best investors close deals, and they did it just the same way. Okay. So I'm going to be taking you back behind the curtain of this big mystery on how to make money on the phone. Okay. So guys, when you get here, leave me a comment because this is a really big passion project for me to actually get in front of the camera and share some tips, some advice, some words of wisdom about actually doing deals, right? Let's not just talk about it, let's be about it, right? So leave me a comment, let me know you're here, okay? All right, cool. Top 3 tips on closing a buyer on the phone. Okay, well, number 1, what got you interested in the property in the first place? Interest, okay? Keyword interest. Now, you can ask this question however many ways you want. What I like to say is, what got you interested in purchasing the property? So I'm planting a little seed, purchasing the property. What got you interested in buying the land? What got you interested in purchasing the property? What got you interested in purchasing the piece of land I got for sale, right? Purchase, buy. I want to kind of plant that a little bit. Pretty simple, pretty easy. They're actually going to tell you the truth. They got no reason to lie to you. Hey, I grew up right down the street and I would love to build a house there one day. So I've always been looking and I can't believe this thing's for sale. Or this guy called me one time and he said, well, I take my boat on that lake and it's about a 2-hour drive for me every time I do it. And I go every weekend and I'd love to have a little piece of property. I could just park my boat and I don't have to pay marina fees and I could just not have to haul my boat every single time I go to this lake. Okay, perfect. So when you just simply ask them the question of what got them interested and why do they want to buy in the first place? Why did they opt in? Why did they give you their phone number? Why did they call? Why did they email? Don't struggle to just ask that question. It's a very simple question to ask. You're going to make a lot of progress with just that little question. Okay. Second, right? Well, let me explain, right? So why do we ask them this question is because it's easy to paint a picture now, okay? What do I mean by that? Well, David, I'm interested in buying that property because that's where my family's from. Great. This is a safe neighborhood. It's a great place to build and everybody there is nice, yada, 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 okay? Hey, David, I'm interested in purchasing that property because I want to be close to the lake. Great. Everybody in that neighborhood loves being next to that lake. It's like a lake community. This is an amazing lake property. Okay. Hey, David, I was interested in purchasing the land because it's out in the middle of nowhere and I want to be by myself. I don't want anyone. I just want my privacy. Great. This is perfect for that. Okay. So it leads into the sales pitch. Okay. Number 2. This is something I really started to focus on last couple of years because I think my close rate is about 90% if I could just get them to the property. If they call you on the phone, I'm going to send them a Google Maps link. Usually they're going to say, well, where is it exactly? You might have it posted on the website, Zillow, land.com. You got it very clearly there, but for some reason, 90% of everybody just doesn't understand where the property is. Okay. So confirm that you send the text message of the Google Map link to them while they're on the phone. And then secondarily, make an appointment for them to walk the property. And you say, when you are on the property, call me. It's very important you call me. I'm going to explain to you a couple things about the property. I'm not going to tell them what. Because if you tell them everything about the property, they're not going to call you. I don't need to call them. So if you can get somebody to walk the property and they like it and they can't find anything with it or anything wrong with it and it's priced right, which is why they got interested in the first place, 90% close rate, okay? You basically just are just going to mess it up at that point. if you don't close them. Okay. So get them to the property, have them call you while they're on the property. Super, super major tip for me. That really changed the game for me. It made it real for the buyer. Lastly, explaining the closing process. Typically, when somebody reaches out, they're really trying to get some clarity about the process, their clarity about the property, or they can't find it and they just need help finding it, right? So those are the three things that we're going to attack on the phone, right? Biggest tips, okay? So lastly, explaining to them the closing process. So I keep it really simple, really super simple. I don't want to overcomplicate it. You're going to get a warranty deed. You're going to get this. You're going to get that. Notarize it. I don't want to say any of that stuff. Okay. What I'm going to say to them is, well, it's pretty simple. I send you a one-page document. When you sign that, I send that to the title agent, and they take care of the rest. Huh? Really? Yeah. The title agent does all the paperwork, records it in your name to the county. So they do all the paperwork. They do all that fancy title insurance. They do all that stuff. You don't have to worry about it. No. Okay, that's pretty cool. Yep, I agree. That's why I use them. So you don't have to trust me, Charles. You don't have to trust me, Joe. You don't have to worry about buying a piece of property that's like something wrong with it. That's what title's for. So title is validating everything about the property in terms of the title insurance and making sure that you can own it legally. So you don't have to worry about me selling you a piece of paper that doesn't mean anything. Okay. So explaining the closing process to them, that you're not really handling it. It's okay. You don't have to worry about it. A third party is going to be involved that's licensed and bonded, and that's why they're licensed and bond. So you don't have to trust me. They're licensed and bond. I don't have to trust anything I say. Just worry about them. Right. And you're not sending me money, you're sending them money, right? So they handle the money, they handle the escrow, they handle the closing, right? Not me. So super, really cool and easy to do that. It takes a lot of stress off your shoulders, takes stress off their shoulders. Now you can have a real conversation with them on the phone and not feel like you're either being defensive or aggressive to them in any way. You're just there to help, right? So what got you interested in the property? Getting them to the property and having them call you on the phone, because maybe you know something about it, right? Maybe you're saying, okay, you see that, you see across the street, that's where the power pole is, or you see right down the road, that's where the post office is, or whatever, right? You're going to know more about that property than they do. Okay. And typically they're just trying to ask, where's the utilities? And I just say, hey, listen, utilities are on their street. When you build a house or whatever, they just pull utilities from the street to your house, plain and simple. And then closing process. If you do those three things, your close rate, I promise, is gonna be higher. I expect 90% higher, right? But I can't promise that, right? So, but I do know for a fact, those are the top three things that you can do right now to close people on the phone, and you don't have to change anything else about your whole business model. Okay, guys? I had a lot of fun on that. Leave me a comment. Let me know if that works for you. Let me know if you have any questions about it and more examples that maybe you want me to highlight for you. Okay? Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.